Welcome back to more analysis of this game that we're playing. Me versus you guys. Still not too late to get involved, so if you're watching this video and you want to partake on the black side, certainly not going to let you have my position because I'm quite fond of it at the moment. But you can try to get this position rocking and rolling for black on the link attached to this video. Vote chess. So what's happening? So we're picking up now after 12 moves have been played, and I'm just going to go through the next couple of moves explaining my thought processes and what I think about the position. So it's certainly been a very interesting game so far. Started off as a King's Gambit and some very interesting moments along the way. I think, don't want to be too offensive, but I think you may have made a mistake when you moved your bishop to c5. It's very important in sharp openings like the King's Gambit, gambity openings where there's lots of open lines, not to lose time, tempo. And it seems to me that moving bishop to c5 and bishop to b6 was quite an important loss of time in a very sharp opening. The King's Gambit leaves open lines. I mean, look here, there's so many open lines. D-file, this bishop. I mean, it's a very open position. Both sides have yet to castle. So my last move was knight in the centre, knight d5, and the question I left you with here was, what would have happened if you castled here? And again, I was trying to do a little ginger mind Jedi trick on you here. Because, of course, you would like to castle in this position. This is one of the three things you need to do at the start of the game. Control the centre, develop your knights and bishops, and castle. But had you have castle now, you can pretty much resign because I have a very crafty move, which some of you spotted, b4. And this move here, which is quite hard to spot, will win the black queen. The black queen is actually trapped in pretty much the centre of the board here because it has only one square it can move to without being captured, and that is c6. Every other square is defended, and I simply go knight to e7, check here, forking your king and queen and winning the queen, winning the game. So well done for spotting that this was not playable. Instead, you now try to develop a piece. Well, you did develop a piece with knight to c6. So this at least holds up the b4 square. Now, I have to be honest here. I suddenly realised that I'd gone over my time limit and I was on the train. I thought, oh my words, I have to play a move. So the next move I played quite quickly, that's my excuse. Now, I don't know if I had any other options here, but it seemed to me very natural to keep creating threats. And you have one problem here. I mean, you could be overextended. Your pieces look quite active, but are they superficially placed? That is the thing that you might find here. The pieces I've highlighted here look active, but I'm defending a lot of squares very well here. My knight controls e3. My pieces are very nicely placed. I've got all my minor pieces developed. And with my next move, I thought I'd ask you the question, and I'd create a threat, h3, because I want to try to force this knight to retreat, proving that it's superficially placed. Now, had you have gone to the only safe square backwards to retreat to, knight to this square, this looks horrible. As soon as you start retreating these positions, you get yourself in a lot of trouble. And I have a number of good moves here. And the most flash move I was considering here was knight to f6 check. And this takes advantage of the queen being lined up against your king. And if pawn takes knight, pawn takes pawn is check. And here, well, you're in a lot of trouble because I'm going to either take your knight next move. If you move your bishop to e6, I will eliminate the bishop. For example, bishop here, I will take it. And this should be leading to a winning position after queen takes here. Checks, I have the initiative. I have the attack. One checkmate would be king f8. Bishop takes knight, checkmate. Ugh. So worth avoiding that one. So here I thought you had to go forwards after h3, and indeed you did. And I have to play with a little bit of care here because I have to admit originally my plan of placing my knight on d5 was to control e3. So originally I wanted in these positions to play bishop to e3, which looks like an incredibly strong move on the surface. It attacks your queen. Your queen hasn't really got any good squares to go to, and I just threatened to win your knight. But I then saw quite quickly that, when you eliminate the possibilities, I eliminate the possibilities a black queen can move, so I look at other possibilities, and here I would have been, well, knight takes rook is a very good reply when I'm actually in some trouble maybe in these positions, because you have something like knight g3 check to follow. Still quite interesting, but I didn't want to get involved with this. I simply have decided to play rook g1 when it's over to you. And here I renewed a threat of bishop to e3 because you can no longer take on h1 now. And I'm trying to prove in this position that your pieces are superficially placed. You've overextended your position and you won't be able to keep control of your knight or your queen on this diagonal. And I want to prove you're in trouble, that you're either going to lose the piece or you have to sacrifice a piece. So that's where we stand, and quite happy with the way things are going for me. You're going to need to play very well to get out of this slightly tricky situation. Please leave your comments below, and remember you can still take part in this battle if you go to the link I've given. Thanks.